My name is Samuel. I am here with my wife Rispa, my son Ian, and my daughter Karen. We were privileged today to have an opportunity to renew our passports from Winnipeg. This is very interesting for us because a few days we went to Kenya, but we were not able to renew our passports because of the queue and all that was involved. But as of yesterday, we were able to log on to the e-citizen account, applied online, printed the form, came here. The process was such a wonderful process, very smooth. The workers here were very helpful. They guided us through and we were able to apply for everyone. And this is a very, very smooth process. I thank the Kenya government for doing this, and I wish that they can do this even, at least twice a year, or, for people like us living in diaspora. I mean, some of us are not able to travel all the time and to renew our document, especially students living here. So it's a wonderful thing, and I thank the government for this. And it's very easy. We were able to print our forms before we came here, and it took less than 10 minutes to take our photographs and to verify everything, and the staff were very, very helpful. Thank you so much, and may the God Almighty bless you so much, Kenyan government. We love you. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Diaspora, and I was there together with my family to apply for e-passports. Yeah, the process is good. We did online first through e-citizen, and then we printed out our forms and the receipts, and we prepared all the documents, and coming here with everything took us less than 10 minutes. It was so easy, not that as we thought. So we are so grateful for this opportunity. We feel well appreciated Kenyans in diaspora, and we are so grateful because even my daughter born here, she has been able to apply for a passport, Kenyan passport. Thank you so much. Thank you for this exercise. Please come again and again and again. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
The current president of Kenyan community in Regina, and we're here at the Delta Hotel for the Mobile Consular Service that's happening now. The team from Diaspora.ke and the team from the Kenyan High Commission in Ottawa are here to help us with renewal of passports, birth certificate application, dual citizenship reinstatement, and ID applications for those who are over 18. It's been a really helpful process because what that means is that residents of Regina, Saskatoon, the Greater Saskatchewan area, parts of Alberta and parts of Manitoba do not have to take that long journey to go to Ottawa. It saves you money, it saves you time, and you get the documents that you need, as well as get to meet the people, the team from the High Commission, get to ask your questions and clarify anything, and also to convey your concerns or suggestions, because when we all come together, we build a stronger community for everybody.
Please tell us your experience of getting the passport.
Okay. My experience today renewing my passport was really smooth. I started off going to the homepage of Kenya High Commission Ottawa. They have really well put out instructions on what to do. The links to the forms that are required worked really well. E-Citizen is where you need to start to make your passport application. Payment went on smoothly. When I got here for my appointment, the team was ready, they're set up, and it was a really quick, efficient process for me, and I'm done. The Mobile Consular Service initiative is really exciting for Kenyans, especially when we're in Regina, Saskatchewan, Western Canada, which is far from Ottawa, where the High Commission is, and far from Washington, D.C., which is the next nearest High Commission office. We feel really supported by the Diaspora team. They listened to us and they came and met us where we are. They are providing services that we would otherwise go without. We just want to say that we appreciate this. And we look forward for more visits, even as people grow and the community grows in Saskatchewan and Regina and Greater Canada, because Canada is a big country. It's a big country and distances sometimes are large, and so we look forward to more support, more visits and more initiatives from Diaspora KE. We can see the energy, we can see the initiatives, we can see that you're trying as hard as you can to reach the people where they are. So keep it up and all the best.
My name is Abdishakur Hussein from the Kenya High Commission here in Ottawa. We're now here for the Mobile Consular Services to give passports and IDs and birth certificates to all the Kenyans who are out here. I'm here on behalf of the High Commission and the High Commissioner, Her Excellency Ambassador Immaculate Wambua, who are part of this exercise that has come from MFA headquarters. It was in the planning, I think, for the last 2.5 months, and we are happy that it is here at the end. The team has been in the country for the last almost 10 days, and they had done Ottawa, Toronto, Winnipeg, Regina, Edmonton, and now we are here now in BC. And we'll be here for the next, I think, 1 day. We expect to serve about 100 people here at the end of the day. And this is an exercise that we hope to be ongoing. It will not be the end. We will do a similar session, I think, in a few months' time. And we want all the Kenyans here to know that the government is there to serve them. And we'll come back here, I think, in a couple of months. Asanteni sana, and I urge all the Kenyans around here, please, to turn out in larger numbers, to take advantage of the presence of the team here, and to get all the services that they need, and they can ask all the questions that they have. Asanteni sana na washukuru.
My name is Alan Boru, Director of Foreign Service at the State Department for Diaspora Affairs. I've been chairing this committee on the Mobile Consular Services. This is more or less a program put in place in tandem with what the Constitution provides for Kenyans to enjoy their rights, and that's exactly what we are doing. And within our 6-point mandate, the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, one of the key areas that we want to take part is providing consular services to Kenyans all over the world. We have started with a number of countries. We rolled out this program early this year. We've covered the United States of America. We are now in Canada. We will still be going to a number of other places, we've selected countries. It's a demand-driven process because it's Kenyans who asked for this particular exercise. And we are looking at the numbers. Of course, we are also doing this against the backdrop of the constituency, the diaspora constituency that plays a critical role in terms of national development. So far, we have covered a number of regions of the provinces in Canada. We started with Ontario, covering both Ottawa and Toronto. We went to Winnipeg, we went to Edmonton, we went to Saskatchewan, and then we are now in Vancouver. We are hoping that by the end of it, all this process, we shall have covered upwards of 500 Kenyans. Obviously, this may be a small fraction of the Kenyans who may require this particular exercise. It is the first time that this is being rolled out by the government, and I must say there is a commitment on the part of the Ruto administration to ensure that Kenyans enjoy these rights, and through the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, we are definitely going to ensure that Kenyans enjoy this particular service. My appeal is for Kenyans, because we have a Kenya High Commission in Ottawa that is also more or less coordinating this particular exercise. So whenever you are called upon, or whenever programs are posted by the Kenya High Commission in Ottawa, please keep close watch, and I think that is one of the platforms that you can use to learn what is happening more in Kenya. I think there is this assurance. The equipment that was brought, to be part of the Mobile Consular Services rollout program will be left in Ottawa. So it means the Kenya High Commission in Ottawa will continue doing this. We came to join our colleagues just to kick it off, and then after that, this will be done by our able officers at the Kenya High Commission, Ottawa. Again, I must mention that this is a collaborative exercise that involves the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, as well as the State Department for Immigration and Citizen Services, and of course the mission, all the missions that will be involved, where we have a Kenyan diplomatic presence, and of course the diaspora. So I must say that we've really received support from not only the Kenya High Commission in Ottawa, but the Kenyans in the diaspora. So we appeal to Kenyans to be on the lookout, Kenyans wherever they are in the diaspora, so that they can continue enjoying these welfare and rights that are enshrined in the Constitution. So wish you all the very best, and look forward to engaging more in the other regions that we are focused on. Thank you.
My name is Kumora Yese. I'm a Foreign Service Officer in the State Department for Diaspora Affairs. We are currently on the last day for the Mobile Consular Services in Vancouver, Canada. So far, it's been a very good experience. We've had to go to six cities, and the numbers have been good. We were able to serve quite a number of Kenyans. They have been seeking these services for quite a long time, and I'm glad to hear from my interactions with them, at least on a personal level, that they have been very grateful, of course through the efforts of our Principal Secretary and the whole ministry in its entirety. So I look forward to other MCS exercises in the future, and I'm still very grateful to be part of the implementation team. So thank you so much for this particular opportunity. Thank you.
My name is Irene Karari. I am a Deputy Director in the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, and it's been a privilege to participate in the Mobile Consular Services that we are conducting here in Canada. It has been a very good exposure, and a privilege even to see Kenyans coming out in large numbers to receive the services from the government. And it is interesting to see many people coming up who want to regain their citizenship. Others want to have the Kenyan passports, others want to have the IDs, others want to register for births for their children, and it is a privilege and an honor to be able to provide these services. So we look forward even to rolling out this program to other countries, and we want to ask Kenyans to come up in large numbers. We are ready for you, and we want to serve you because you are Kenyans, and that is why we are here for. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ruth Doll. I live in Surrey. I came to the Mobile Consular Services to get my Kenyan passport. Overall, the process went well. I signed in. I was seen quite quickly. I looked at the requirements that they had told me to bring for the passport, and it went very smoothly. And any other things that I was not able to bring, they were able to tell me what I need to do for the future. So overall, I think it was a good experience, and we hope that we get to see more of this year.
My name is Flora Kipruto, and I work for the Kenyan High Commission in Ottawa, Canada. And I had the pleasure to accompany the MCS across all provinces. We started in Ottawa, of course, where they launched the MCS, and then we moved on to Toronto, then to Winnipeg, then to Saskatchewan, then to Alberta, Edmonton, and now we're here in Abbotsford, BC. And Kenyans are very happy to receive this service. They're actually very excited because it's the first time that this service has been held in Canada, especially the fingerprinting. Myself, it's the first time I've been trained on fingerprinting, and it's quite an interesting task. It involves a lot of steps, and I found it quite exciting. And I think I've been happy to learn from the team from the interior government how to do fingerprinting and so on. So I think we will continue the service. We will continue the service from now on, at least in Ottawa. Right now, I can say Kenyans are very happy and they're very pleased that we're here in all provinces, and we look to continue to serve in them. And I thank everybody for coming out, and we'll continue to do our very best to serve you. And we look forward to seeing you in Ottawa too, especially you, the British Columbians. If you have any questions, please do contact us. Call us at Kenyan High Commission in Ottawa. We are on our website, kenyanhighcommission.ca, for all passports, visa, fingerprinting, birth certificate, certificate of good conduct, driver's licenses, and so many others. So just look up our website and find most of our information there. But if you have any questions, just give us a call. We'll be happy to serve you. Thank you.
My name is Leonard Nangole. I'm a director of National Registration Bureau, Department in charge of issues of national identity cards. We came to Canada to issue national identity cards to citizens who are living in the diaspora. So far we've been to various provinces, and the exercise has been very successful. Generally we are impressed with the turnout of Kenyans who are applying for national identity cards. And we are hoping that we'll have time perhaps to come back in future to cover those who have not turned up for registration. At the moment the application is manual, but we are migrating now to an automated process of application. Production is fully automated, but processing an application is still manual at the moment. But we are in the process of actually now moving now to an automated process. So it's just a matter of time before perhaps you stop seeing the fingerprint and what have you. Yes.
My name is Monica Ngarasho. I work at the Kenya High Commission, Ottawa. I am in Consular and Immigration Services. The Mobile Consular Services that started beginning 15th of May this year have actually been successful, and at the same time they have had their own challenges. First and foremost, Toronto, we began in Ottawa having been the first station that we started. Well, it was a little bit challenging and kind of cumbersome. People not having the kind of documents needed, no printouts for passport application forms, for instance, and of course the confusion about thinking that they will come and apply for IDs and have them at the same time, and at the same time also actually not knowing what documentation to bring. In that case, the process is slowed a little bit, but at the same time Kenyans also do understand that some of these things have to take some time. Having said that, I think there is also a need for the services to be done at least with enough time so that Kenyans in diaspora can know when to expect these services and for how long. Because of the nature of how fast these things were done, there was that kind of feeling they had expected to have more time so that they could put their documents together. But all the same, at least we also did what we could within the time frame we had. Toronto, yes, being a major city in Canada, was at least people tried to turn out in good numbers, and having had 2 days, that also worked best for them in the sense that whatever they did not have, or those who were not able to be served on the first day, they were able to come on second day. In Toronto, at least Toronto being the largest city in Canada and at least being the city where most Kenyans live, yes, there was an upsurge and people expected services. And the good thing is that those who were not able to meet the requirements as listed were able to bring them the following day. So that way you see we had the highest number of applicants in both passports, IDs, and citizenship, and as well as birth certificates. So I think maybe in future there's need maybe to consider the cities that are highly populated to have more than a day slot, so that way people are not so rushed, neither having to feel like they are doing things at the last minute, because a lot goes wrong when we don't do things within stipulated time and within time without actually feeling pressure of being restricted by time. And at the same time, I think it's important also when we always meet the deadlines, or at least timelines within which we give our diasporians, because I think time and appointments are of essence, so that they don't feel let down and they also don't feel like they have to rebook. The challenges mostly again is that the website, or having the communication through Twitter, lacked the links as to what they needed to bring alongside their original documents. So maybe next time we'll need to link up the links with the requirements, and not just letting them know of the slots and the days they come to those respective stations, or yes, stations like Toronto. The next one was Winnipeg, Manitoba. Yes, there was a little bit of challenge in the sense of location too, and I think maybe that's something that we need to look at next time, and pretty much at least where the largest number of Kenyans are, so that the services are directly led to where most people will benefit. Because the same thing happened to Regina, which is also in Saskatchewan, and the numbers were still good, and the same thing actually, pretty much the same problems or challenges met in the other stations were the same that were met in Regina. Edmonton, young Edmonton in Alberta. Huge turnout, great organization by the Kenyan Community Association, and at the same time, of course, with the Diaspora team and Kenya High Commission, people were able to make at least, I think we may have one of the highest also number of applicants. So I think the slot was a little bit too short in terms of days, so maybe those are some of the areas that would need to be addressed, so that they can have maybe a day or two extra as compared to other regions that are less populated. And pretty much the same thing in British Columbia, that is Abbotsford. Grateful, it is at least in the Kenya Honorary Council, and that actually makes things a little easy, so there's enough space for people to come to wait as they are served. But at the same time, there's need also to give people ample time to register. So in all these challenges, time was a little short from the time the services were told would be offered. So next time, at least there will be need for better planning in terms of maybe 3 months or a month or so, because to get time off work, at least that can be challenging. Again,
weekend or public holiday may be a little challenging in the sense that people make plans for long weekends, for instance, and things like that. So I think that needs to be factored in. But having at least well-planned timetables, that does help with the planning even for the diasporans, instead of just letting them know within a very short time, so that they can get time off work to attend to this service. Otherwise, it is indeed such a commendable initiative, because it brings services closer to people. People like it because Canada, for instance, is a very vast country that you cannot serve West Coast, East Coast, and even we can't even serve people at places like Ottawa and Ontario province, so to speak. So that is why these services are very important when we bring them close to people. Because somebody making arrangements to come to Ottawa for biometrics and all those kind of things, that is a very expensive affair, and that's why you find most people appreciating the fact that services are brought closer to them, because that makes a huge difference in terms of budgeting and even time and all that. So it is a beautiful initiative, and I hope this continues. And I think with proper planning and few hit days here and there, do not actually dampen the exercise, but I think this will just be teething problems, and then we will improve from there. But overall, it has been successful, and it should be continued in all ways and manner of forms that can accommodate the program. Thank you.